From GB News, migrant crisis. The number of foreigners claiming benefits skyrockets to 1.9 million, outnumbering the entire population of Essex. Bombshell study reveals. Okay, I know everybody that pays attention is well aware of this. It's boring if you pay attention and you don't just get all your news regurgitated, lies spewed out by the BBC and the Guardian. You all know this. You know this because if you've ever got up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work, you've noticed a family of Somalian dole wallers drinking cans of special brew on a deck chair across the street from you, because your neighbourhoods are the places where they ditch them all. They don't want to live next to, poor people from foreign shores. Oh, no, we don't want to live next to them, MPs, but you do. So this is only news to politicians, isn't it? Everyone who pulls the pudding out 5 or 6 days a week is well aware that there's millions of foreigners walling on the dole. And as I said, I get pissed off enough having to pay for people like Mick Philpotts, Turkey Twizzlers, Chicago Town Pizzas and scratch cards, because obviously it's predominantly what they spend the benefits on. But I even less like paying for people who weren't born and raised in the UK in the first place. So I'm going to read you this story. I'm going to show you a clip off GB News, and then I'm going to get very, very angry about it. Yeah. Because the UK has got one of the highest tax burdens in the entire world. And I worked over there for the first 30 years of my life. And I'm not very happy to find out that 40% of my money, which is basically what the government steals off you if you work for a living in the UK, was getting spent buying lying, thieving foreign chancers, ugly, inbred children every meal they ever ate at best. And at worst, well, they were just outright sending it to the Taliban. Okay, so it's ironic, isn't it? It's ironic. Just think, some of the ammunition that hit my colleagues when we were in Afghanistan and Iraq was probably paid for by British taxpayers. That's a bit weird, isn't it? What, do you think all that dirty money that they launder when you see the Puma tracky shopkeeper going through the airport at Bradford and he gets caught by security with a money belt with 25 grand in it? You've all seen that happen. Those reality TV shows that follow him through the airports. Do you think that like 25 grand stashed in a money belt or 15 grand that a taxi driver, an unlicensed taxi driver, takes over to Lahore? You think all that money just gets spent on what? Rice and tea bags? No, some of it's basically going straight to Al-Qaeda and ISIS, isn't it? But enough of that. I'm just a bit salty about it, knowing that some of the ammo that was coming in my direction was probably a result of red-blooded Englishmen and women pulling the pudding out all day. So anyway, we'll stop talking about that. Let's have a read of the story. New research has suggested there are almost 1.9 million foreign nationals claiming benefits in the United Kingdom. The figures suggest that, as of June 2025, there were at least 1.88 million foreign nationals receiving benefits from the British state. And I'm sure they're all, duking the stats, playing with the numbers, so we'll just double it, yeah? While it was revealed in July there were 2.5 million foreign nationals claiming universal credit, having risen from 1.6 million in 2022, obtained by the Centre for Migration Control from the ONS, shows hundreds of thousands of foreign nationals are claiming other benefit types than universal credit. Ironically, because I worked from the age of 16, never ever went in the dole office and then emigrated, I have no idea what universal credit is. But it can't be that universal if a pasty northeast working class fella like me has no idea what it is. I've never had a penny in universal credit. Seems like all the Somalian pirates know what it is, though. The labour force survey conducted between April and June 2025 shows that there were 623,000 foreign nationals claiming a benefit or combination of benefits that did not include universal credit. I like the way they put that in there, like that's a surprise. However, the labour force survey is known to underreport the number of benefit claimants. Yeah, because have you ever walked down a British high street these days? These are the ones who tell us that only 20% of the country's foreigners. I walked right through the centre of Middlesbrough last trip home. It was 80% foreigners. I only saw one white fella, and he was a smackhead. So I don't think things are going too well back home, have they? Let's cut to this one from Basil the Great. He said 3.4 million benefit claimants weren't born in the UK. Oh my God. So that news was underreported, wasn't it? When I was joking about doubling it earlier, turns out my numbers were a bit low, weren't they? I just said 2.6 million foreigners, 1.9 million foreign nationals, and 1.5 million foreign born, but attain British citizenship. And we know how easy it is to attain British citizenship. They give it out like confetti. Just toss them out willy-nilly. There's been loads of scandals about it. You know this. All the foreign marriages scandal where the priests were marrying two perfect strangers from two separate third world countries who've never met each other before. And all the priests were just marrying them by the thousands so they could all get the papers. You've seen that, haven't you? Maybe I'll do a video about that tomorrow. If you live under a rock, you might not be aware of that one.
Get this figure. Nearly 1.9 million foreign citizens, effectively 2 million, are claiming benefits in Britain, of course. So, get this figure. Nearly 1.9 million foreign citizens, effectively 2 million, are claiming benefits in Britain, of course. They are costing the government, well, let's rephrase it, costing us, the taxpayer, £10 billion last year alone.
Well, an extra 1.5 million foreign-born claimants have since obtained British citizenship. That's according to the Labour Force survey, meaning that 3.4 million benefit claimants are foreign-born.
Migrants become eligible for universal credit and other benefits only after obtaining indefinite leave to remain or refugee status. Remember, indefinite leave to remain is a big area which reforms, so they're going to dramatically alter the rules.
Yes. Guy Dampier is a senior researcher at the Prosperity Institute. He joins us now. Guy, good morning. Thanks for joining us. These are extraordinary figures, but not only that, they could be an underestimate because the Labour Force survey is no longer seen as a particularly accurate piece of polling.
Good morning. Yes, unfortunately, 1.88 million is the headline figure, but it could actually be even higher. We don't properly know because, as you say, the statistics have not been that robust recently. There's been a lot of criticism of the LFS, especially in the Financial Times. So we could be looking at potentially over 2 million foreign nationals claiming some form of benefit, which obviously is an enormous amount of people. And
right, I've heard enough. Rage boners up there now. I'm fully engorged for the next 12 hours. I think that'll do me. There's a lot to unpack there, isn't there? I'll just sum up. So Basil's 3.4 million claim is lowballing it, isn't it? It's lowballing it. My joke earlier about doubling it, probably double that. 6.8 million? Who knows? At this point, with our lying, ideologically captured, lunatic civil servants, absolute raving lunatics. They've all got the same politics as like Chomper, AOC, across the pond. Remember the ones that were all saying this, aping her ridiculous statements? Oh, get rid of all the coppers. Let's have social workers instead. Yeah. Good luck getting a little dumpy fat social worker dealing with a hairy-arsed Afghan with a meat cleaver in the middle of Tesco. Good luck with that, you psycho. These are the people running the show. So it's not 3.4 million benefits claimants born abroad, probably about 5. It's costing us at least, again, GB News, bless them, they're doing the Lord's work, but they're underreporting it, probably costing us at least 10 billion, probably 20. And that's only if you're looking at cash money, benefits money. What about the NHS? What about schooling, housing? They are bankrupting the UK. It's probably 50, 60, 70 billion pounds all in. How much money are these people costing you? You, not the government. The government doesn't have any money, not a single penny, nothing. That's a fact. Milton Friedman said it best. There it is. I didn't want to misquote him. The government doesn't have any money. It doesn't create wealth. The only power it has is to take from some and give to others. And in the case of the UK, it's take from people that work for a living and give it to people that don't. And it's bad enough. I hate giving money to fat chavs from the borough, but at least I can tolerate it because they were born and raised there for 20 generations. We've got our own scrubbers to worry about, right? We've got our own legions of howling, obese birds who pick their kids up from school at 3:30 in the dressing gowns and exist off turkey twizzlers, Chicago town pizzas, Super Kings and Special Brew. We've got enough of them to deal with on our own. We don't need to be importing 6 million of them from foreign shores and, a couple of million of them occasionally finger your kids and blow themselves up at pop concerts. Yeah, good idea that, isn't it? So to sum up, this is a disgrace. It's yet another national scandal, but it's not going to be a scandal because the government don't care and the civil service don't care and the House of Lords doesn't care. Nobody in a position of power in the UK gives a single flying shite that you're grafting all day long to give half your paycheck to the people that bugger your children. It's a bit weird. It's a strange situation we're in, but hopefully, eventually, it'll get fixed. And there's a couple of 100,000 people can take up those prison spots we're going to clear when we deport all the foreign-born ones. That's good news, at least, isn't it? We won't need to build any more prisons because there's going to be about 100,000 of them in the UK prisons who shouldn't be because they're from abroad. Once we get shot of all them, we'll make plenty of room for Jess Phillips and Keir Starmer. Oh, Jess Phillips.
You stupid slag!
And Keir Starmer.
Gay!
There'll be loads of room. I can't wait. I can't wait for the party to start. It's going to be amazing. The retribution will be so hilarious. It's almost worth the endless humiliation that's going to precede it all. All right? That's me for the day, ladies and gents. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow. All right, toodle pip. Cheers.